barky, barky.
Trip down on your bowl.
Oh, crickety the chickadee.
Rickety the chickadee.
Whoa. Good morning.
Guten Tag.
I thought it was going to be too cold to not put a sweater on today, but here we are. Feels actually pretty fucking good.
Boom, boom. Brum. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Doo. Boom, 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 boom.
More snow? I know, dude. My luck going up north, right? The whole fucking thing was hinging on that too. We told Amelia's family, yeah, we want to come up Thanksgiving this year, but you know those passes might get snowed in, and it's like a fucking bomb cyclone situation up there. I'm supposed to be driving up over those passes on Saturday. I don't think I'm gonna be going. Looking at it, we'll see though. Yeah, that's just the way it works out for Paul's ego. Yeah, it's supposed to be like 70 or 68 today or something for a high, I think. It snows all the time in New York, and so far we have none. Good. I mean, not maybe not good in the long run, but good for you, you know. I haven't checked the basement yet. Could have water, but it was lighter up here. Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully you're not flooded. Bomb fucking cyclone, bro. I gotta go over the Shasta Pass. I gotta figure out what that other pass is called. The Shasta Pass coming out of California is the one that I'm most worried about. That's the highest one, which means it's gonna be snowed in first and closed first. But then I gotta go through a whole other pass coming up out of like Medford, Oregon, or whatever the fuck, into Washington. And that one is fucking nuts too. Sounds like Jesus, man. Stupid ass mountains. Has everybody always gotta fucking worry about the mountains, man? The Path of Caradros, dude. That's what it is. I hear a fell voice upon the wind. That bird won't shut up. I don't want him to. This is a bird speaking event right here, and I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just part of it. That's a jay, though. That's a scrub jay, if ever there was a scrub jay. Hear that loud ass, insistent chirp? I know that chirp anywhere, bro. That's a scribbity scrub jay. Beard cut is growing on me every day. Yeah. It's genuinely growing on me. I like it. It's just nice to see something different. I've been, for 15 years, I think, I've had the same beard, you know? Haven't really shaved or done anything with it, so change it up a little bit, you know? Why not? What? Fair play to ye. All right, buddy. Whatever you say, homeboy. Wait. You had the bed 15 years? How old are you? I'm old. I'm ancient. "44 years old if I'm a day." But you know what a sigma is? You have to you have to explain that. What's a sigma? What the sigma? Good morning. You should not smoke, brother. Make you slow. Still quicker than you. Still quicker than you, boy. What you think, D? Where's your bowl? You don't want to fetch no more? Okay. You starting to feel like some breakfast? About 20 minutes till breakfast time. 20 minutes and brekkie will be served. Nice. Nice, dude. 2-inch ribeye. It's your birthday coming up too, huh? Jeez Louise, brother. The years, they're just flying by. I can test your take. UK weed is shite. In 2020, it is estimated we produced 36% of the world's medicinal cannabis. Our little island. Don't be telling me the street doesn't see that. Dude, the streets are watching, okay? But I'm telling you, man, it's a whole different medicine down this way, okay? It's a whole different medicine. So it's time that you respected. I mean, like, I hate to tell you this too, but a lot of you motherfuckers that are like living in Kentucky or Great Britain or Turkey or fucking East Hampstead or whatever the fuck, right? And you're going like, yo, bros, smoking on that Cali pack. I hate to tell you this, bro. 9 times out of 10, you're not smoking on that Cali pack. See, there's so many people here in California that need the Cali pack that we send our dirt weed out. You know what I mean? So you're not getting the Cali pack. You're just not. I'm sorry to have to be the one to tell you that. But you're smoking on dirt and calling it Cali. Yeah. You guys are getting the table scraps. You know what I mean? Chop, 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 chop. Table scraps. I hate to be the one to have to tell you, but at least I'm putting you up on game. Occasionally, yeah, you might get some Cali pack. Occasionally, once in a while, you might somehow get your Kentucky British hands on some Cali pack. But it's going to be gone before, you smoke it. Just when you start to appreciate what it is, poof, it's gone. You see? Meanwhile, in Cali, I keep one of these, always. Okay? This is the fucking, max pack of King cones, okay? We keep these. We keep the King cones. Because it never runs dry here. The Neon Demon, yes. I loved that movie. I was obsessed with that movie when it came out. I was pushing that movie hard, and I don't think one person other than my wife ever appreciated it. I was like, whoa, this is a Cronenberg kind of suspense film. This is really neat, visually appealing, great fucking soundtrack, right? It had this great fucking synthwave kind of soundtrack to it. I was like, man, this is next level. And nobody liked it. I remember I tried to get because I was on DP when that fucking movie came out. I tried to get the guys into it. None of them wanted to fucking deal with the Neon Demon. Dude, I was with that movie. That movie's good, bro. Yeah, I could give it that. New Age Suspiria. Yeah. Just a really cool visually, like a visual feast of a suspense film, right? An audio visual feast of a suspense film. Why is it like pulling teeth trying to get people to see good movies? Bro, I will tell you, okay? Because dude, there's been a coup in the movie industry, right? I want to tell you guys something. Do you guys realize that we are approaching 30 years, right? And I think 5 more years. So it's like 25 years of dominance at the box office by Marvel films. Okay? I hate to tell you guys this because Marvel films can be fun. Okay? I'm not trying to hate, but Marvel films are about the stupidest shit that you could possibly lay your eyes on. A fucking retarded 2-year-old gets Marvel. You know what I mean? And so when you go for 25 years and the main thing at the box office challenges nobody, right? This is why it is so hard to get people to step out of their comfort zone, right? They are used to seeing movies that are literally written so that a fucking 2-year-old and a 200-year-old can get it. It's the most garbage shit, right? So that's why. Like I went and saw, we went and saw The Lighthouse. They did a re-release in IMAX of The Lighthouse, which was really neat because you get to see the unique aspect ratio of The Lighthouse without it being cut off at the tops and bottoms on a modern TV. And, you know, I was happy to see that there were quite a few people in there enjoying the movie, right? There were quite a few people, movie buffs do exist, you know what I mean? But, you know, in my mind, that should be slammed out, man. That is such a challenging film, such a different film, right? So different and so unique and so mentally stimulating, right? That I would think that that place would have been packed out, but it wasn't, you know? What happened to Willem Dafoe in that movie? Was he having sex with an octopus in the lighthouse? So it's a very dream logic film, okay? And one might even say that the main character is in purgatory, okay? It is revealed through the film that the main character, played by, what's his name? I can't remember his name. The British guy that did Batman, played by him. And he was also like fucking a sparkle vampire, I think. What's his fucking name? Edward something? Somebody help me out. Pobert Rattinson. Yes. Pobert Rattinson. That's the guy. Pobert Rattinson, right? It was revealed that his character is running from a murder, right, that he committed. He is he's going by the murdered man's name, right? And so there's an idea, right, of purgatory for a sailor, or purgatory for one who encroaches upon a sailor's duty, right? Davy Jones' locker being kept and tortured by Triton, king of the ocean, right? There is a prayer that they repeat a bunch of times in the movie before they eat, with treble dread, you know, with double something and treble dread, the crabs in the caves be fed, our bodies in the, you know, whatever the fuck, right? And that's clearly what's happening, right? That's my call on The Lighthouse. I think that The Lighthouse is purgatory for a murderer, who doesn't realize he's being punished, right? Because that's part of purgatory, right? Like, you knowing that you're in purgatory is going to make you react differently than if you think you can get out, right? And so there's a lot of dream sequences in the film. But the entire film, you will notice that the dream sequences are shot exactly like the main film is. There's very little to no difference, right? So the whole thing is kind of a dream sequence, right? I have not seen a field in England, no. Yeah, definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen the lighthouse, though. What am I smoking? Marijuana. Marijuana. Marijuana de California. Yeah, Robert Eggers is the director. And he is releasing on Christmas, which I don't think I'll be seeing it on Christmas, but I want to see it like the week after. He is releasing Nosferatu, which is going to be fucking amazing. Do you buy cryptocurrency? Nope. And furthermore, fuck no. You know why I don't buy crypto? Because my mother told me when I was young, she said, son, a fool and his money are soon parted. I didn't understand them words back then, but now me dear old mum's voice rings in me ears. Yeah, very Sisyphus kind of story, right? Yeah. He does not realize that he is trapped. He does not realize that he cannot survive because he has not survived, right? And so he reacts to his purgatorial treatment as if it weren't. Uzbekistan. Nobody wants to come here. I'm singing the Uzbekistan national anthem. Uzbekistan. There's nothing to do around here. Uzbekistan. Nobody wants to come here. Uzbekistan. Can't believe people live here. You're welcome. You like my wig? Dude, this would be the baddest ass wig on the fucking planet, bro, if it was a wig. Dude, this would be the hairpiece of hairpieces, bro. You couldn't buy a better wig. My wig. Come to Maury's Wigs. Maury's Wigs stay on, even in the water. Even in hurricane winds. Maury's Wigs, dude. What's going on? It's a fantastic question, sir. What is going on? Told you, brekkie time. Told you it was brekkie time. Dinor's excited because it's brekkie time for him. He gets to break his fast. Cher is wild, dude. Well, I mean, yeah. I keep trying to warn Cher kind of subtly that he is going to get stream demonetized. The sweat stain alone on Cher is enough to demonetize most streams. You know. The internet loves my Death Row Records shirt.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they could name 3 artists from Death Row Records.
But now he's a fucking wholesome star now. That's probably half the people that know about it.
He's
know
still a
about it.
Crip. That's the thing that fucks with me about Snoop. Snoop is still crippin', hugging all on fucking Reba McEntire. You know?
Little old lady.
Little old ladies, little teenagers that come out. Come in here, cud. Let a Crip hug you.
Seems like he has a role on The Voice at least, not wear colors. I don't see him ever wearing colors.
I mean, it can be subtle.
I guess that those towels were blue. What's his name?
It can be subtle, see? He throwing up, and that's how do they fucking throw up a flag? With not a towel, but with a do-rag, right? Big blue fucking hanky. Come on. He's crippin'. He's openly crippin'.
You're right. If he was
But he's
like
hugging on Martha
completely
Stewart.
denouncing it, he
Yeah.
wouldn't have little blue towels and shit.
Yeah.
He would have worn the big blue suit at the fucking Super Bowl.
He's never even pretended to denounce it, though. That's the thing. He's just been, like, rehabilitated. But without ever renouncing anything. He continues crippin'. Poor little Reba McEntire, I don't think she understands who she's associated with. Does she know he's crippin'?
I don't know.
Poor little Reba. I know Michael Bublé knows he's crippin'.
Yeah.
Michael Bublé doesn't give a fuck. Michael Bublé will murder you right in your face. But I don't think Reba knows he's crippin'. I don't think she even understands the concept of crippin'. She's too sweet. I do agree that Martha stays crippin', though. I do agree that. Martha Stewart,
She was on the up and up.
yeah. She knew and she liked it. Okay? But Reba, I don't believe for a second they've explained to Reba that Snoop is crippin' on the show. Feel like Snoop was a studio gangster? I mean, okay, so here's the thing. Snoop beat a murder case because his security guard murdered a gang rival who shot at Snoop, right?
Supposedly, according to the
Allegedly.
bodyguard afterwards.
Right. So here's how it went. It's not like they just bumped into each other and Snoop fucking went for his gun and that guy went for his gun. They, and I say Snoop and his gang of dudes, his bodyguard guy, rolled up on a kid in the middle of nowhere, and the bodyguard lit him up,
And they drove off afterwards.
and they drove off. So you could say studio gangster if you want, but that sounds like street gangster to me. So, and yeah, yes. Arguably, he rolled up on this dude. That's instigating the fight.
But he got that Johnny Cochran, man.
Yep, Johnny Cochran was his defense attorney.
Same guy that got OJ off.
Murder was the case that they gave me. Dear God, I wonder can they save me? So you can say Studio Gangster with your mouth, but I wouldn't say it in earshot of Snoop and the Crips. You know, I think they would take offense to that.
Death Row Records itself, I mean, he didn't just take it from Suge Knight without some shit going on.
No. Well, I mean, Suge is like locked up. Suge has been fucking raked over the coals. That's
But
how
I mean,
he got
like,
it.
Suge wouldn't have given it to someone that was a square.
Probably not. He probably would have had a way harder time wresting that away from Suge if he wasn't crippin'. Is the term wigga racist? Probably, yeah. I guess. I'm not the arbiter, you know, but I would say that it probably, it maybe if not full-blown racist, like off color. Would that be inadvisable, maybe? Breakfast is over. Already ate your brekkie. You already inhaled the whole bowl. You ravening wolf. Where's that bow? That's a fucking tennis ball that's been laying there since God was a boy. Okay.
He wants it.
All right, bud. That's on you. That post-breakfast poop. Oh, yeah, it's probably coming. That post-brekkie poo. Probably on the way out. Nope. I give up. Huh?
Did it blow under?
No. It went under my. It's fine.
Okay.
It was almost gone anyway.
Okay.
Shoot. What time is it for me? It's 10. It's 10 in the morning. 10 a.m. Bud. That's a crazy old tennis ball that has been through the works, D. That baked in the sun. That's been through the rain. It's been submerged.
Sorry, I turned this.
No. That's fine. What's the plan for the day? I'm off and I got my 1-year-old. I'm guessing that your plan for the day involves taking care of a 1-year-old. Congrats. You played yourself. Do you ever hold the kid up in the mirror and go, "Congrats, I played myself"? Or is it all just like pride and joy? I ask because I don't know. I wonder if you're willing to admit it. Do you ever just like prop that kid up in your arm, right? And you're looking in the mirror and you're like, shoulda did the pigeon pull, man. How much does a condom cost? Pack of condoms like $5. Shit. Is that ever a thing? I'm just asking. I'm sorry if it's impertinent. I'm just asking because I don't know. I have to argue with my oldest to wear underwear. I don't recommend kids. I can't even imagine that argument. See, that's why I don't think that maybe I would be the best parent because, like, I would be draconian as fuck as a parent. You know what my kids would hear a billion times if I was a parent? Because I said so. Because I can't. You know what I mean? I can't. listen, okay, maybe there are upsides for you to not wearing undies, but you're gonna wear undies while you're in this house. Why? Because I fucking said so. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's just gonna create a kid that just hates your guts, you know? My dad was a dick. You know? Like, here's another thing, dude. If I had a kid, right? And I'm roaming through the house, because I do this. You can ask my wife, I roam. I'm roaming through the house. I see that kid sitting and playing a video game. I'm gonna mark that. I'm gonna go like, right? And then I'm gonna go on about my business, because I work from home. I'm gonna be roaming through the house about an hour later. If that kid's sitting in the same spot, I'm not even gonna tell it nothing. I'm gonna walk over to the wall, right? I'm gonna unplug the console. I'm gonna take the cord out of the back of the console. I'm gonna wrap that shit up. And I'm gonna say, go outside, you little motherfucker. What did I buy that bike for? Go ride that shit. You know what I mean? And they're gonna be like, oh, why? And I'll be like, because I said so. Go outside and play with nobody. Do you know how you meet a somebody? You go outside. Isn't it crazy? You know what I mean? Yeah, go outside and play with nobody until you meet a somebody outside. And then you've got a somebody to play with. That's how you get a friend in the neighborhood. Go fucking do something. Exactly, D. Or I will sick the dog on you.
I don't think you'd have a kid without there being other kids nearby to keep the kid occupied.
Yeah, like a frontier kid. Either
They
that.
can go be friends with the goats.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like, what do we just get at animals? But then you raise a feral child, right? Where you go like, hey, it's dinner time, and it's like, bah. You're like, no. Use your fucking human voice. So you know what I mean? You can't do it. I don't know, man. Parenthood fucking fucks me up, bro. It really does. Like, I don't get how you motherfuckers do it. Cheers to you. Honestly. I have a measure of respect for anybody who's out there trying to do it, right? Because it sounds like a nightmare.
I think the truth is that makes it so hard is there is no right way.
Right. You're fucking up no matter what. It's just how bad are you fucking up and how are you managing the fuck up? God damn. Yeah, I don't know how I would deal with that on a daily. So, congrats to you, you know. Like, if you're not trying, though, fuck you. I'm not saying, I don't respect you having a child. I respect you trying to be a parent, right? That's where the measure of respect comes in. If you just, like, anybody can fuck raw. Let's get real. You get no props for that. Well, not anybody can, I guess. Man, not even good parents. How about this? Involved parents. Parents that are fucking trying. Even if they're fucking up, even if they're not making the best decisions all the time, they care enough that they're trying their best. That's what I think makes a good kid. Right? Because nobody knows. What do you think we're sitting here talking about? Amelia just said there's no right answer. You're fucking up no matter what. It's all ambiguous, right? It's all dependent on too many things for you to manage. So that's what I got respect for. If you're a parent, right, no matter what the circumstances of that parenthood were, whether you planned the kid, whether you're co-parenting or you got your solo, whatever the fuck, if you're trying, you get a gold star in my book because there are a lot of motherfuckers out there who ain't.
I would say this too. It seems like the people that claim they have the answer for how to raise your kids tend to get in some legal trouble afterwards.
Yeah, I mean...
That's a cult mentality.
It really is.
Have the answer to the unanswerable question. Someone tells you this is exactly how you raise your kids, run away.
Well, yeah, because, like, oh, how could they fucking know about your kids? You know what I mean? Brother, I think you might be a great parent the way you think. Well, maybe I would have been, but you know what, dude?
Ship has sailed.
That ship has fucking long sailed. Long sailed. And to be quite honest with you, bro, it's like, all right, let me do the math on a kid, right? Let's just say. And I'm not even talking about money. Set aside the money and say, I'll make it work like most people do, okay? I'm 44, which means by the time that kid graduates, I'll be deep into my 60s, right? Or, well,
You'll be in your 60s.
yeah, I'll be in my, I wouldn't be
You-
deep,
Yeah.
but I'd be in my 60s, right? Which means I'm 70 by the time that kid starts their life, right? Which means I'm probably dead. So you got to take that in your fucking mind, right? 70, 80, I don't think I'm going to live much longer than that. So it's already kind of like, now my wife is younger, so it's not like I would be depriving a child of a parent unnecessarily, because at least, you know, they would get to keep her. But that's another consideration in my life, right? I'm the breadwinner in our family. If I leave, if I'm dead, and I leave my wife to be a single mother, like how well am I doing for that child and for her, right? So this is just part of the math that you have to do as a man in your head, right? And I'm not saying that I think that my wife is incapable of doing it. I'm saying that I understand the hardship of single motherhood, right? And I think she would be better off if I leave her with a little bit of money after I pass. She's going to be better off if she doesn't have to take care of anything but our animals, our dog and cat, or whatever we got at that time, right? It sucks to think about those sorts of things, but these are the sorts of things you have to confront to be an adult about your life.
Plus, with our genetics, you either going to the doctor for something every fucking month.
That's another thing, right? That is so fucking honest. You and I do not have the best genetics. And the combination of those genetics might make a child that suffers a lot. You know what I mean? I suffer quite a bit. So do you. We're fine. It's not like we're not making it, but it's like you do that calculus. Do I want to mix you, me, and have that live 80, 90 years of life with all that you've given it? You know, we've reached a point now where we know that a lot of that shit is so fucking hereditary. Right?
Plus, there's like weird, like recessive shit that might be going on, like stuff our parents had.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. But just taking it from us, right? Like, I won't speak for you. My mental health shit, I don't think I'd want to give that to a kid, bro. I don't think I'd want to give my mental health shit to a kid. It's fucked. Let alone my back problems, my neck problems, like all that kind of shit that runs in my family. Do I want to get that? Is having a kid inherently selfish? I don't know, man. I guess.
I think it's both
Yeah.
selfish and selfless simultaneously.
Man, that's so it's a contradiction in terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that can't be, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And then there's, the consideration of your job. Like, assuming you keep working from home, they're just going to be growing up with foul language all the time. And there's no way
Yeah,
around it.
I definitely wouldn't want my kid, like, because I kind of had that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it was probably off-putting to a lot of people and probably fucked me up socially a little bit. It's like, my parents didn't let me run around as a 5-year-old saying fuck shit. I used to get in trouble. But the problem is that the example that they provided was constant cussing.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're never going to break a kid of that, right? And I don't know that I would be like Mr. fucking Christian language only in front of the children or anything, but I definitely wouldn't be talking about some of the crazy bullshit that I talk about. So I would definitely have to have some sort of separate place I go to work, right? And it would have to be soundproofed, and it would have to be a place. And even then, though, a kid is going to be curious. They're going to fucking want to know what dad's up to.
If they get their hands on a phone, they're gonna look you up.
Of course they are. So it's like all of these things are like a true consideration in my life as to like so why would I ever have a child, right? I live a life that, you know, I'm not hurting anybody, but the deck is stacked against health for a child. So why the fuck would I do that? You know?
You're also a passionate person,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be good and bad.
True. I mean, I don't know. I would like to think that I would have the forethought not to blow up at a kid like my parents blew up at me. But, you know, that probably stretches the older I get and the older that kid gets. Because, you know, as a kid, you know, it's one thing. I would never, like, you see how I am with my little nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
You know, I could barely even be stern with them. You know what I mean? If I need to. So it's like, when they're little, I think that would be a thing. But once they get that age where they start challenging shit, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if my temper wouldn't flare up. I don't know if I wouldn't be one of those fucking people that's screaming at their child, you know? And why would I do that? Why would I want to do that? Why would I put myself and another being that currently doesn't exist in that position? You know? Not knowing how I would be able to handle it.
And then that's not even going into the logistics of it's gonna be a crap load of money before we even begin.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, that's the financial consideration. We said to set those aside. Let's put them back on the table, right?
We're looking at 30
I'm-
grand out the door
Right.
before the baby's even a
Right.
thing.
I can't have children naturally. I'm functionally impotent. Not impotent.
Infertile.
Infertile. Impotent means, well, okay. Oops. I'm functionally infertile. That means can't have a baby normally, right?
Gotta like hunt out the one good sperm.
They got to go in. They got to be extracting sperm. They got to hunt a good one. They got to harvest an egg out of her, right?
Because it's too weak to fucking actually do anything.
Right. They got to implant it. They got to hope and pray that it makes a viable blastocyst. Then, if that happens, then they got to implant that in her, right? And hope that her uterine lining takes it and it attaches right? So, when I was married in my previous marriage, we looked into fertility treatment. And we were told at that time, which that would have been like 2012, 2013-ish, that it was $30,000 probably, and it could be way more, right?
There's no guarantees
Right.
they give you.
There's an
It's not like
average.
you get a refund if
I
it
think-
doesn't work.
I think it takes an average of 8 IVFs for a viable, given the average across people. So there's multiple treatments required. The woman has to, they put the woman too on crazy fertility drugs and shit
Yeah,
too.
you gotta like loosen up your eggs
Yeah.
or whatever.
So it's just a fucking like absolutely like crazy process and super expensive, right?
Dimer's like, I'm your baby. Stop talking about babies.
Yeah. We got fur babies. We're those people, okay?
Yeah.
Deal with it.
These boys are already teeming with jealousy, just fighting between the two of us, between the two of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see Cricket being one of those asshole cats. It's like, I do not like this baby taking away my mom's attention.
Oh, yeah.
He's being a dick to this baby.
Yeah.
That's what my cat did when my little sibling was born.
Yeah.
Didn't like the baby.
Yeah.
Wanted to mess with the baby, piss on the baby shit, eat all the baby's bottles and stuff.
Can't have it.
And then you gotta pick, like, do we get rid of the cat to protect the baby?
Yeah. You just gotta keep them segregated. Then you got a segregated household situation. D, bring it here. He just like drops it and looks at it
Yeah.
like you, and sometimes you don't even know it's there.
Go get it.
Get it. It's not lava. D, whatever that spot is, ignore it and go get your ball.
D, what is even in your brain?
Go get your ball. Get the ball. Go. It's on the lawn. Paul, are you concerned Social Security is going away and needing a child to take care of you in your old age? You absolutely do not want to be in these underfunded, neglected nursing homes.
Here's the crazy thing. If you don't have kids, you can save the money for the nursing home. That's nice.
True. Good point.
Like, my grandma ain't paying for her assisted living facility with anything but her own money. She's not having, like, my mom and aunts and uncles paying for that shit.
There you go.
She's paying for it.
There you go. There we go.
My other grandma, you know, could my aunts and dad and uncle pay for it? Yes. Does she want to accept their money? Hell no.
Plenty
I mean,
plenty
you
of
could
parents.
also end up
nursing homes.
popping out a NEAT. Then how's your
Oh,
NEAT
no.
kid gonna pay for your fucking nursing home if they don't have a job? That ain't gonna work.
No. Neathood would never happen in my house. It just wouldn't. It just wouldn't be like it would functionally just be impossible. Unless, you know, you had a child with a disability where they're going to need care for their whole life. That's different though. That's not a NEAT. But that is a fucking forever dependent.
Mm-hmm. And you can't decide.
No, you can't.
That's not even just genetics. That's just sometimes a twist of fate fucking deletes a chromosome and
Yeah.
that's it.
You're fucked. You're fucked. The rain cometh.
Yes.
Somebody just said that. Fuck. How's our weather situation looking?
I'll have to show you when we go back in.
Not good. Fuck. I thought that this was the storm leaving, but no.
It's starting.
This is the begin. That first part was just the little queef before the storm.
Yeah.
This is the full release. Oh, son of a bitch, bro.
We'll talk about it off cam and stuff later.
Well, we're gonna get part of it here, but the problem is that, well, I'm traveling in a fucking couple of days up to Washington State. Oh, you saw the video of the haboob? Yeah, the haboob was fucking crazy,
That was
bro.
our own thing. That wasn't affecting the whole coast.
No,
like
that's
this
just a Central
bomb
Valley thing.
cyclone is.
Yeah, no, this bomb cyclone shit. Because it's just like,
Like people.
Think about
My
this.
family up there in Washington are worried about their power going out. That's how big this thing
yeah,
is.
no, think about this. Had we decided to fly, there's no planes landing in the middle of a fucking bomb cyclone. Fucking climate change bullshit, dude. We're fleeing climate change constantly. Run out of Louisiana by crazy fucking hurricanes, tropical storms. We got hit by how many in 1 year?
Like 4 or something.
Yep. Now we've been dying of heat stroke in the Central Valley as we have multiple fucking 115-degree days in a row, like a month and a half worth of that. So we're looking to like get the fuck out for a little bit for the holiday. And there's a bomb cyclone. Yeah, meanwhile, the East Coast, from what I hear from people, is just like eerie, calm, spring-like weather in the middle of fucking winter. Not winter, but like,
Late
it's supposed to be
fall.
late fucking fall, right? Huh? And this is crazy. It's just like, oh, here's some spring, here's a day of spring, and then it's gonna be fucking nuts here.
I do think it's not going to stretch down here as much as it is up there.
No, it's concentrated north.
Yeah.
We're just gonna get a bunch of rain and wind and cold ass sleet shit. They're gonna get 12 inches of fucking snow overnight. Which it really sucks if you're planning on trying to go over any mountain passes in that region. Or fly in or anything. It's fucked, bro.
'Cause here's why we decided to drive. Like, big storm like that, planes are grounded. Planes
Yep.
are delayed.
Right.
Planes are canceled.
Yep.
It's already the holidays, so it's already going to be.
Well,
a
here's why
clusterfuck.
because we would have just booked a fucking plane. If there's a storm and we're not going to be able to get there anyway, let's just book a plane. Here's why we didn't. I'm a good driver. We've made this drive before. So long as weather is not inclement, it's a super safe, easy drive, right? If a little long for most people, but I'm a good long driver. So, why wouldn't we? We've got an EV. It costs us a fraction of what it costs another person to fill up their tank everywhere, right? Let's fucking take advantage, right? Let's do it on the cheap. And let's do it easy. For me, driving is easy, right? Even going over mountain passes and stuff is super simple for me, as long as it's not a blizzard. If it's a fucking blizzard condition at the top of the pass, I'm not going up there. I've been in it. It's unsafe no matter how fucking good you are. What kind of EV? We got a Nissan Aria.
So, like, crossover SUV, I guess is what it would be.
It's like, I can't tell what it is because it's too big for a crossover,
Yeah.
too small for maybe a full-sized SUV, although it's the same weight as a full-size SUV because it's an EV.
It's basically, yeah, like a big SUV, but there's 2 rows of seats instead of 3. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah. More trunk space. Like it's more made for a small family, but a large car.
Yeah.
It's a crazy car too, because we got the whatever package. So it's the 4-wheel drive, Platinum Plus, Eco. It pulls almost 400 horsepower. It's an insane car.
That's why I don't want to ever hit the gas like around town, because people aren't expecting a big old hunk like that to be able to do 0 to 60 as fast as it is.
Mm-mm. Gonna get chains for it. I mean, if I thought that there was a possibility of us getting up over the pass and it's just a little inclement, yeah, we'd go pick up chains for it. But if it's literally gonna be snowed out on the days that we're trying to drive up there and question marks hanging over when they're gonna have it clear again,
Yeah,
what's the point?
And the thing with chains is like that's not like everything's cool once you put on chains. You got to go like 20 miles an hour.
You can't go 20 on chains. You have to creep. So that's the whole thing. Is like chains are a last resort. Chains are, hey,
You're stranded. There's
everything
nowhere.
was fine when you were coming up, but you reach the top and there's a sudden fucking blizzard.
Yeah.
And you have to somehow get down off the mountain because there's nowhere for you to shelter. So you put on chains, which adds a ton of traction to your vehicle, but you're supposed to creep 5 to 10 on chains all the way down the mountain. That's like the last fucking.
Yeah, you're not supposed to keep going towards the
No.
thing. You're supposed to just go home with the chains.
No, you're supposed to get off the mountain with the chains. In Siberia, it's 50 minus Celsius right now. What you are dealing with is like Shangri-La by comparison. Well, yeah, that's why nobody lives in fucking Siberia, bro. You know? I hate to say it. Paul, is your hair dirty blonde? I don't know, man. What color is my hair, babe?
I would say a dirty blonde's a fair descriptor of it.
There
It
we go.
definitely gets lighter than mine with a certain amount of sun exposure. Our hair was more similarly colored when like I had semi recently bleached my hair and then had it grow out, so there was still like a little bleach in it.
Yeah. So I'd say like fucking dirty blonde is fair.
Cause yeah, like now all that half bleached shit is gone. It's it's grown through now, but when we first got together, there was still like a chunk of
Yeah.
semi bleach.
Was your hair white blonde as a kid? Yeah. I was like what they call a towhead. Super, super, super white hair. Or maybe not white, but like super blonde, right?
I think you showed some of your pictures on that TJ gauntlet that was supposed to be torturing him and ended up just being a wholesome family photo album.
Yeah.
Colin.
It was cute. I have Viking. Well, I did my 23andMe or whatever the fuck, right? And my lineage is in Scandinavia, Great Britain, and Ireland. Oh, hello. Hello, little miss. I love a ladybug, and I got one landed on my pants here.
I just want to let you know so you didn't smoosh
Yeah, I should probably
move him.
move you, little ladybug. What are you doing? Can you go on about your business, please, little friend? You can crawl up on my finger. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, there she is.
Ladybugs are super docile.
Yeah. They're usually. Sometimes they're very like quick to just fly away,
Yeah.
but as long as you're not hurting them, they're more than happy to just chill.
Dee, hold on. My dad get this ladybug taken somewhere. You're getting jealous of the ladybug.
It's a ladybug. Go on. I love a ladybug. I love that. Well, there's some of them are just red too, and then the spotted ones. I think that's a male-female trait in them, or maybe it's just
Like a regional thing.
a regional expression of what they're doing or whatever. All right, little ladybug. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do a taxi situation for you. I'm gonna take you over to a bush. We're gonna let you kind of move along from there. Here you go. How about that? Right there. Beautiful green leaf. It's like, no, I like your hands now. There you go, friendo. That's a way better spot. Now a bird swoops down and goes glop.
Diner was too jealous of that ladybug, man.
I know. Oh, well,
I guess he wanted the ball too, but he was also a little jelly. And we just gotta make sure to not hit that bush and then knock over the ladybug. Just
yeah. Ladybug larva will bite you. Oh no! People are so pussy about fucking animals, bro. I'm so glad that like I had a country upbringing because like I know what fucking animals to stay the fuck away from, and I know how to approach every other type of animal. A dog that you're unsure of, that ain't a thing to me, right? A fucking horse, got it. You know, a cow, got it. A goat, know how to handle that little motherfucker, dude. I know how to pick up a rabbit properly. I know how to pick up a fucking guinea pig. I just don't fear. I've handled every goddamn kind of bug that ain't gonna kill you with a bite. I'll just grab up a fucking praying mantis. So I don't care.
That one was so mad at you, though.
Yeah, one of them landed over here. She was huge, and I wanted to pick her up, and she just fucking.
It was like, "Ah!"
She went, motherfucker. I was like, all right. But I didn't go like, oh no, you know.
Praying mantis. It's not.
Yeah, I have nothing to fear from a praying mantis, bro. It could do its dirtiest to me, and it would feel like a tiny little pinch, you know? Have you ever seen a murder hornet? No. Are virtual YouTubers a threat to organic YouTubers?
We've been around for fucking ever now.
Yeah, the whole like
YouTubers.
VTuber, AI, kind of people using AI voices and all that. It's been around forever. I don't think it's really that big of a threat at this point. Maybe in the future. When it gets better at simulating a real personality construct rather than a kind of easily spotted amalgamation of human traits. Once it gets good at that, yeah, it might be something I'm competing with. Who knows?
But the bigger competition now is those content farm shits.
Yeah. Content farms, yeah, just this shit where they can crank stuff out way quicker and way more algorithmically fucking on point than you can because there's a whole warehouse of people making this garbage content, shovelware content. Having basic provisions stored for a few weeks is such a crazy idea, Paul. No. I mean, I don't think it's like strictly necessary in certain areas. Like I think that people can get a little crazy with it, but having like a stockpile of dry goods and stuff if you own a house is probably a good fucking thing. You get a pantry, you get some preserves. You know what I mean?
Like a week's worth of shit is definitely. Like, that's what you had when you lived in Louisiana. You had like at least a week's worth of shit.
Yeah. Well, you have to.
They confused the fuck out of people with the COVID thing. Like everyone was buying everything because they forgot to specify we're leaving the grocery stores open.
Yeah.
People thought, oh, lockdown means all the grocery stores will be
Yeah,
closed.
it went ape shit. People, I mean, like, you remember you couldn't get toilet paper?
Yeah.
Like, we were wiping our ass with baby wipes forever.
But they left the
and-
stores open the whole fucking time. If they had just specified, like, hey, the stores aren't closing. It's okay. You just have to wear a
You
mask
just
in
can't
the
be
store.
you can't be out in public unless it's for necessities at the store or for something you have to do. You can't go cruising around at the mall to buy clothes. Those stores are closed. The grocery stores are gonna stay open. That's all I had to do.
I mean, we were freaking out. Like, we didn't know. We thought, are they going to close the gas station? Are they going to close?
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect. We locked all the way the fuck down. I went and got a bunch of food, bunch of dry goods type of food that we could make because we didn't know. We didn't know there were going to be delivery people out working and shit. We had no fucking clue. So I will tell you, people were dumb. Like when we went, shit was picked over, but not staple shit. It was like meat we couldn't find. And it's like, you don't want meat in a survival situation, bro.
Well, I guess they have a giant freezer.
What happens if the fucking power goes out?
I mean, that wasn't the kind of disaster they were seeing.
It could have turned into that
Yeah.
if people rioted. I don't fucking know, bro.
But yeah, there was definitely a lot of communication hiccups, and it didn't go as well as it should have.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as they said,
Like, think about this. We were living in that area, right?
yeah,
Combination COVID-19 and a big hurricane strike, and now you got no fucking power. Totally plausible in that area. We're living right on the fucking Pontchartrain. Give me a break. Mm-mm. You get dry goods, right? You get stuff that has a long shelf life and provides calorically dense meals. So like, I think we got a bunch of those like little fruit breakfast bars. Remember? We got like those little like oat and
Yeah.
fruit bar things that for breakfast. We got a bunch of that. We got pasta. We got rice. We got
Canned goods.
canned stuff, right? Yep, jerky, nuts. None of that stuff was picked over at the store. It was all like toilet paper, shampoo. It's like, what are you guys doing? What are you
Like,
doing?
There must just be some people that like only shit at home if they have to. And
I am
love
gonna
to-
wipe my ass daintily through the apocalypse.
Yeah.
That's their first question: is how am I going to wipe my ass daintily?
I think they're the type of people that like use public restrooms as much as possible, and then they barely use it at home. And they're like, "Well, if I'm stuck at home, what am I gonna do? I'm
Yeah.
used to just using everyone else's shit."
Maybe so.
Reckless abandon.
Those people are kind of terroristic, in my opinion, dude. These public shitters. They bring their shit into public and they got a toilet at home. Nah, dude. I mean, I will say I've crapped in many a public toilet. Sometimes you just don't got a choice, right? But if you're making that choice to like, I'm gonna hold this one and I'm gonna use that public toilet, bro, you're bringing that duty into everybody's life. Come on.
I mean, unless you're shitting on company time, though.
That's true. That's a good point. You got a good point.
Getting paid to shit. But yeah, like maybe they're just so used to like the cheap ass toilet paper in public places that they forgot how much more efficient regular toilet paper is.
Yeah. Bro, I just got hit in the face with a realization. It just like we're sitting here, we're having this like kind of funny conversation about all this, and like the nuclear clock is closer to midnight than it's ever fucking been. Like we are literally right now watching brinksmanship with the death of the globe, and for no reason either, for literally no reason, for no benefit to anyone. It's fucking crazy, bro. I'm sorry to bring the mood down, but I just had that fucking dude, fucking Strawberry Marston did it to me, and then removed the message. Started the first like line of war pigs, generals gathering in their masses, and then removed the thing, and I was like, huh? And then it just put that in my head, like, oh shit. Oh shit. Two minutes to midnight, yeah. Talk about the sins of the past coming back to haunt the current generation, man. Leaf blower revs up. I know, I'm waiting for it too, dude. I think maybe they know a storm's coming in and they're just like, nah.
Yeah, it's not really supposed to get super bad for us immediately. Like, they're looking more at like Friday for us to start, and then it's just like a whole week straight of nothing but rain next week. For us, at least.
Russia calling shipping containers radiation proof. I don't know what that means. Well, is it feasible for one person to create a movie just by using an iPhone? Yes. Absolutely. Talking about one person alone, yes, it is feasible. Is it plausible that you could make a watchable film with just one person and an iPhone? No funding, no sets, no anything, just kind of all filmed on the fly. Is it plausible? No. Is it possible? Yes. And as these AI tools, like I'm really interested in some of these generative AI tools moving into movie making, right? Because I think that once that gets to a certain level, you'll be able to use a tool like an iPhone 15 with a decent fucking little camera on it, right? To film things and then fill in the gaps with AI in such a way that it might unlock the ability for the average person with very little budget and quite a bit less time investment than it would normally take to make a really genuine fucking film. And the first time that happens, the whole apple cart of Hollywood gets upset, right? I think that, like, here's a take. I think that we are racing towards entertainment industry collapse in this country. And that's a bad thing in the short term for America because that's our greatest export. The best American export is our entertainment industry, right? That is the thing that enables every other type of American export. It's the reason why you can fly all the way around the globe and find people wearing American styles, listening to American music, and eating American hamburgers, right? That's why. And that's the base of that is crumbling, right? But I think, and here's the call, I think that the nail in the coffin of the traditional entertainment industry is going to be these generative AI tools. And I think that people are going to use the tools out of China because China doesn't have the same kind of ethical restriction shit on their AI as an American AI person does. And so I think Chinese AIs, probably basing a lot of their advancement on American AIs, just without the ethical shit, are going to become the tool by which average people who are brilliant, who have a great idea, who are willing to embrace these tools and learn how to use them, somebody's gonna make something that's undeniably brilliant. And it's gonna be ass budget, solo project, AI enhanced movie, and it's going to be undeniably brilliant. And at that point, there's going to be a sea change on this planet in how we express ourselves artistically. It's the next leap of the medium, right? And if you look at the story of filmmaking, you could easily say it's a story of a prohibitive exercise becoming more available to average people. If you wanted to do a documentary on the history of film, and you wanted to make the through line of that documentary, how hard it was to make a movie when this technology first came about, how restrictive it was to make a movie when this technology started to flourish, and how easy it is to make a movie now, and likely how easy it will be in 30 years, that would be an interesting through line for an entire history of film. Thought our greatest export was war? Yeah. Well, think about it. What's the difference? Is it easier to conquer a nation with the blood and treasure of your own? Or is it easier to just convince a nation to become a subsidiary of yours? At the end of the day, haven't you just conquered a nation bloodlessly, right? So I don't see any difference. We like doing it both ways. We like dumping bombs on you. We like dumping McDonald's on you. That's just the way it works, right? Dead bodies, I think, is the difference. What about the obesity epidemic in Great Britain and parts of fucking Europe? You realize obesity is on the rise in huge swaths of Europe? You know why that is? Because they're starting to adopt American processed food tastes. So isn't there a pile of dead bodies for that cultural fucking revolution too? Right? The end result is a pile of dead people, right? South Korea's blowing up, Mexico's blowing up. What the fuck? Well, like I said, America's willing to do it both ways, right? We know the value of a bloodless coup. Let's just put a McDonald's up there and watch them fall, right? We also know the value of a fucking, let's just dump so many bombs on them that they never question us ever again. And we're willing to play it both ways. What do I love? My wife, my animals, my family, my life, birds, bees, coconut trees, the ocean, the sky, the stars on a really clear night, and the moon. Contemplating things that are beyond my grasp, speaking, dancing. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I like to shake my ass a little bit. I'm not good at it, but I enjoy, like, when there's a big party going on, just getting out there and fucking turning up. Listening to music, great food, great conversation, arguing. I could go on. Yeah, man. Like, love is the so I have this kind of, like, and I'm not trying to fill your ear with a bunch of spiritualism or whatever the fuck, but I think that love is the universal binder, right? I think that it is the universal human experience. And I think that if your eyes are set right and your experience is set right, you find nothing but things to love, right? I mean, imagine being here now, right? How do you get out of depression? I mean, I have a lot of, so I'm a pretty severe depressive, and so I have a lot of little tactics that I'll use. The one that seems to work for me oftentimes, because my depression, it kind of goes hand in hand with, like, pretty severe anxiety, right? And so I'll do this thing that's called media flooding, right? So I'll sit at my computer, I'll pick a few things, right? I will pick a movie, I'll pick a podcast, and I'll pick a video game, and I'll start playing it. I'm playing these things all at the same time, and my brain will leap from one to the next, to the next, to the next, right? It's called, it's overloading your senses, right? Um, yeah, your birth is rare, right? If you really fucking start thinking about your birth, right? And a lot of people don't find value in thinking this way, and that's fine. It's your life, it's your perspective, right? But if you think about the circumstances of your birth, right? You know this. How many implausible things had to happen in history, going all the way back to before we were even identifiably modern human, for you to be here right now, bro? Think about it. How many implausible contacts, tenuous relationships, right? How could you say that it is immaterial that you are here as the result of like an almost infinite causal chain? How could you say that that is immaterial to your existence, right? Right? It's absolutely mind-blowing if you really let yourself chew on it. If you really let your brain chew on it, it's like, whoa. Because think about all the times humanity almost ended, right? Right? The Younger Dryas shit, where there was this huge die-off. right? Um, Unbelievable how close humanity has come to being exterminated. How many people's, like, think about this. Think about how many people's potential existence were cut short by these crazy plagues and wars and shit, right? Think about how many branches of the tree that you are sitting on right now fell off and died forever because of things like that. And here you are, right? If you could give a one sentence message to a super advanced alien civilization, Paul, what would you say to them? I hate to fucking rip off the three body problem, but I would say this: save us from us. I can't think of a more succinct way, right, to let an advanced civilization know what the situation here is on this planet. Oh, 100% we're our own demise. Yes, we need saving. Absolutely. Do we deserve saving? Maybe not, right? But do we need it? Abso-fucking-lutely we need it. We need a sea change like fucking 25, 30 years ago. We're careening towards a planet that is not going to support us, right? We're too stupid to deserve help. I don't think that's true. I think there would be value in preserving the human artistic spark and human emotion, right? I think that there would be value in its preservation, right? From the perspective of a hyper advanced species, I could see value in that. Whether or not that species values those things or sees the magic in those things, right? I'm not talking about real I'm just saying, talking about the biological expressiveness that led to the human artistic impulse, right? Whether they see value in that or see it as just a byproduct is entirely dependent, right? But from a human perspective, I could see preserving something that has that, preserving that, right? To be worthwhile. If we were out there starfaring, right, and we discovered a species that was destroying itself in conflict, but also had this beautiful inner life, right? And we knew that we could go down and impose upon them some rules and maybe even provide them with some technology that would end their need for conflict, right? It might be worthwhile to do that. Or see, but that's the thing, is like we, right? And it's a chain of complacency. I get that, but like we, right? It's a fraction of us that are actually functionally destroying this fucking planet, right? We don't make that policy. We don't get to decide, right? So it's actually a fraction of us that's raping the world. So I don't really feel comfortable with this we shit, right? Well, maybe that's what'll happen, you know? Maybe the end result of all the death and carnage that's around the corner for the species will be that we learn our lesson and we're like, fuck, we got to do it different. I hope that. Yeah, I'm much more comfortable with a they. Yeah, me too. Well, that's why I said there's a chain of complicity or there's a chain of people, chain of groups who are complicit in this. And your average person, your average American person, certainly isn't blameless. I'm not trying to say the billionaires did it all, right? But we go along willingly with the rules they make, right? We don't get to decide these things. We don't get to allocate these resources. We don't get to make the big decisions that would be required to save us from this shit, right? Chad isn't fucking dumb today. I know. Isn't it nice? We're actually having a fucking conversation like adults today, and I'm not having to fucking just boot dumbasses out of here all day. Isn't that cool? Derek Jeter? Huh? Well, fuck, dude, are you living in 2002? Are you a time traveler? If you had a child, at what age would you allow them access to the internet? Depends, right? Like on the child, a whole lot, right? If I had a child that, was commensurate, like had a commensurate level of responsibility, that I would allow them access to that sort of thing. But here's the thing: I'm an ex network systems engineer, or not engineer, network systems administrator, right? And so I know how to lock down the internet. I know how to turn on parental controls. I know how to lock things down at the fucking switch level. I just know how it's done, right? And so the kid wouldn't be able to fucking access any goddamn thing while they were under my roof that I didn't want them to see. And I would see every goddamn thing that they accessed, right? And so there really wouldn't be, it would be very easy for me to pull that because I'm not retarded. So, yeah, I don't know, 13, 14, something like that. Derek Jeter. Derek Jensen. What's your stance on swearing around children? I try and keep it to a fucking minimum, but ultimately, like, them overhearing me and me talking like that in front of a kid, that's two different things, right? Like, but I try and keep it to a minimum. I have I worked normal ass front facing customer service jobs my whole life. I know how to turn it on and off, right? Who the fuck is Derek Jeter? There is a Derek Jeter. Who the fuck is Derek Jeter, bro? Why are millennials the greatest at the internet? Because they were born on it. You're a tourist in the darkness, and I was born in it. Somebody's drilling. Oh yeah, he was a Yankee. Derek Jeter. Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. That was just funny. Just a completely changed the nature of your comment. How crazy is my new business idea? A roller coaster park only for fat, obese people. Whoa, I like it. Yeah, you got to be this fat to ride this ride. I fucking love it, bro. Even as I, slowly but surely slim myself down, realizing that I might land on a place that would keep me off some of these rides, I think that's a great idea. I don't know if it would take off right away. You know what I mean? Because fat people, we don't like trying new things, But I think if you just got enough social media fatties to ride these rides, people would be showing up in droves, bro. Who's gonna insure this? Insurance, we'll invent some fucking insurance shit. We'll make everybody sign a you will probably die if you do this because you're fat. You know what I mean? Like when you come in to get your tickets, you gotta sign the fucking thing that says, I understand that my ass is fat as fuck and that I'm probably gonna die here today. Cool. All right, yeah. Oh, dude, I love a roller coaster, man. I've never met a roller coaster I won't ride because I'm not a big fat blubbering pussy. And I will stand by that, dude. I grew up in Cali, so I've been on some mean ass coasters, bro. We got some mean fucking coasters here, and I haven't traveled the world doing coasters, but I've never met one that looked too mean for me, bro. I'll do it if you can strap yourself into it. I'll ride that motherfucker, bro. I give two fucks about it, bro. I'll die today for that thrill. I'm prepared to fucking die for my thrills. I rode a roller coaster at night and nobody else was on it. Cool, I guess. Neat. Neato burrito. The Batman coaster in Six Flags decapitated a dude. Yeah, I've been on it. Are you talking about which one? Which Six Flags? Because there's a Batman at Six Flags Magic Mountain. That's the one I've been on. And I don't give a fuck, bro. If I hear a coaster decapitated a dude, that makes me want to ride it more. I'm not even fucking kidding, bro. If there is a coaster out there and there's been somebody lost a limb, somebody fell out that motherfucker, somebody got decapitated by it, I'm trying to get on that coaster. I'm in line for that one first. Yeah, dude. All we need is $45 million of investment. I mean, I have those same types of ideas, bro. I call them Paul's $1 billion ideas because they cost $1 billion to get into. Okay, so have you guys ever been to or heard of the restaurant Medieval Times? Have you heard of this? Medieval Times? I've been to this, right? You go there, they serve you this kind of like medieval peasant dinner, and you watch a fake knight tournament in front of you, right? So Medieval Times, if you've ever been, it's fun, but it's kind of whack because it's cheap. When you really look at it, you're just like, man, this is some cheap shit. They just got some horses. They got a couple of like really whack looking fucking suits of armor or whatever. Like, but here's what I want to do. Yeah, it's I've told people about this. I want to do pirate Medieval Times, okay? But way bigger. I want there to be, you come in and you're inside this place, right? And there's like a fucking ocean in front of you. right? There's actual water in this motherfucker. So maybe you got to build it on the actual ocean. I don't know how it works, bro. But listen, you go in there, there's a big ass pirate ship floating there, right? And the whole show goes on between pirate ships, there's pirates, right? And you, as the audience, can pay extra. You could be on one of the pirate ships. You could be up on the poop deck, eating your meal, watching everybody kill each other down there. Right? But it would take $1 billion fucking dollars to make this. Right? No. The pirate version, though, I don't care if they do a pirate version, bro. I'm talking about I'm talking about you take the fucking medieval times model and you expand it to a fucking $1 billion goddamn fucking arena built just for it. Oh, hell yeah, there'd be acrobatics. You know there'd be people tumbling off the crow's nest and shit, climbing up the fucking thing, diving down onto people, right? Jumping from net to, yeah, hell yeah, there'd be acrobatics. Be a cool ass pirate lord and shit. You could root, one side of them would be the pirate side, the other side would be the English captain's side. So you'd be rooting for the fucking one ship to beat the other ship. You know what I mean? Some of the pirates could like dock and get off and be like, have like, oh, it's shore leave, and like walk up to you and grab some of your food and take a bite of it and shit and be like, yeah, come out and like harass the fucking audience a little bit. That'd be, pick your pocket. Give me your money, laddie. You know what I mean? But you need $1 billion, right? That's what I was saying, right? I got another $1 billion idea, right? I want to do a giant restaurant called Grody's. It's going to be like a kid's restaurant, right? The whole building looks like a dude, like on all fours, right? Bent down, and you enter through the dude's mouth, right? So it's a giant fat dude, right? And the place is called Grody's. So his name is Grody, right? So you walk up his tongue. So his tongue is out. That's the steps. You sit down on his teeth in the waiting room, right? And it's like when you're in there, the tongue moves a little bit underneath you and you can hear him burping and stuff, right? It's like when you're in the waiting room, right? Okay? Then you're like, oh, where you want to eat today? We got the fucking stomach, we got the lungs, and we got the intestines. Where would you like to be seated today? I want to go to the stomach. I want to go to the lungs, right? Whatever. 3 different dining rooms inside this giant ass fucking building, right? The lungs. So you go into the lungs, right? All the fucking servers are dressed like boogers, right? Every once in a while, you hear this, and there's this like wind that blows, and you're like, whoa, and your napkins go flying off the table, right? I know this sounds awful for like adults, but for like kids, right? This is a kid's restaurant. It's fucking kids will love this shit, right? Or let's say you go to the stomach, right? In the stomach, there's like these like tanks, tanks of boiling stomach acid, right? And it's like an aquarium in there, right? And the glass is tinted green, and you get all kinds of weird fish in the aquarium, like Grody has been eating every goddamn fish, right? And you're in the stomach, right? So it's like little chunks of food that serve you, and there's a different menu depending on where you're eating, right? So if you're in the lungs, you got like bronchitis chicken wings, right? So, or bronchitis chicken fingers, right? So it's chicken fingers with a green chipotle dipping sauce, right? So it's like booger snot that you're putting on the chicken wings, right? And you got like in the lungs, you got emphysema chili dog, right? Or whatever the fuck, right? The different menus for different dining rooms to keep people coming back, right?
Oh, we had it in the lungs. We've been to the lungs twice, but we've never been able to get into the stomach. Oh, yeah, we went to the stomach, dude. Okay, so here's the thing, though, right? So you're done eating, right? You went to one of the rooms. You had your little boutique experience in the room, right? And now it's time for you to go home. Well, guess what? What happens when you go in something's mouth, bro? Where are you coming out? That's right. It all ends with a slide that comes right out of Grody's ass down into the parking lot, bro. You got the parking lot is behind this motherfucker. His pants are down, and there's a fucking slide that comes right out of his duty chute and spits you out, right, into the parking lot. Boom. You tell me that wouldn't print money. You tell me you wouldn't print money. People would fly in from they'd fly their fucking kids in from Dubai to have that experience, bro. But you need $1 billion to build Grody. You know what I mean? You need $1 billion and a ballsy investor and a ballsy group of people to make Grody happen. Because what city is going to let you build this, right? What city is going to want a giant fat guy on his hands and knees with people coming out of his ass in the middle of the city, right? Why they named Grody? Well, because in the 90s, Grody just meant gross. So if something was grody, it's kind of like 80s, 90s slang, right? Something was grody. It was a way of saying like something was fucking gross. Something was disgusting, right? So I thought that's a cool name. Like people don't really necessarily associate it, but the parents will know. You know what I mean? The parents will know. Abu Dhabi. Yeah, dude. Abu Dhabi's going to let me build a big, giant guy that shits people out right in the middle of the city, you know? Yeah, the whole thing really is kind of a 90s experience, but I don't know why they don't realize that kids are still into that gross out shit, bro. You know? Like I've gone deep into this idea, the Grody's idea, bro. I've theorized all the whole menus and shit. Dude, you can go as deep as you want with me. Cause it's just like I think if you actually built this fucking place and committed the money it would take. Oh yeah, dude, yeah, the colon gift shop, right? So before you get on the slide, you're in the colon, right? And you just make the walls look like dripping duty, right? And you can buy all your Grody's merch, right? Gas them parents out, and you've already raped the parents out of about $150 for the experience, right? But you don't let them get out without oh, mom, I want the Grody's shirt. I want the Grody's hoodie. I want the Grody's doll, right? That you can stuff things up his butt and hide things in the Grody doll, right? And then after you've taken every dime in their pockets, you force them to ride a slide out of the giant thing's butthole, and their kids immediately start begging to go back again and have dinner in a different part of Grody, right? And because it's like optically, you could build underground. See, I have this idea. You're not building, like Grody is the entrance and the exit. But the inside of Grody is all underground, right? Like you don't have to keep things. It doesn't matter once you're inside of him. He's bigger than he should be, right? I'm just telling you guys, bro. Get on my level with these ideas, bro. Get on my level.
Just keep our fucking eyes peeled on it.
Oof. Oof. Oh man, bro, my luck is just. Well, I guess we can't really call it my luck. It's fucking winter. What do you expect? But it's just like it's one of the downsides to living in a valley, right?
You just have to hit a mountain somewhere to get out of it.
Unless you're in an airplane.
Yeah.
But they ground those when it's snowing. I mean, we could like, here's the problem. Getting a fucking last minute air ticket now, we could probably fly over and around that shit.
But it's gonna be like.
I mean, you imagine a zoo, right? Where the zookeepers have all quit and there's like 2 people that are holding it all together, but all the cages have been unlocked, right? It's gonna be, dude, flying during the holidays at all is inadvisable. Flying last minute during the holidays, fuck that. Trying to get a flight, nope. Just saying it's not really an option at this point. And really wasn't an option to begin with, in my mind. Where's the joint at? I've already had one, but I think I'm about to mix up another one. mind flying. And it's not like really the act of flying that bothers me. It really is everything that's surrounded by the flight. What it takes to get on the flight, how long it takes for the flight to actually get off the tarmac, how long it takes for the flight to actually fucking land. Like, those are the places where it just gets real fucking tedious and retarded. And with Boeing, like, here's the thing, dude. You can call me a fucking conspiracy nut or whatever, but with all the Boeing bullshit going on, I'm not sitting my ass in a fucking Boeing plane.
And
Until
there's no
it-
way you can pick and choose and completely avoid a Boeing plane, especially last minute.
Well, when you're, yeah, last minute, you can fuck yourself. You're taking what you can get. And I'm not doing it. I will not risk, you know, I just don't want to die that way. I'm sorry. I know it's a very low probability and everything. I'm not trying to be, but it's just like, I don't want to reward that company for being shitty and their planes falling apart midair and shit. So I won't. I won't fly on a Boeing plane. You're going to put me on a fucking Airbus or something. Something else, right? If something happens in the future, right, and they can assure me that that company is being overseen by a federal agency and that they're making airplanes to the standard that I expect when my life is on the fucking line at 30,000 feet, maybe I'll get on one of those fucking planes again. Yeah, let's get on a Robovan. You know what I wish, babe? That we could just book a Robovan. 20 other guys on a fart-smelling Robovan. That'd be great. So it's like there are certain things. It's like we want to do maybe like a Midwest/East Coast meetup next year. We want to do a West Coast meetup. You know, the guys are probably gonna have to fly to that. I'm gonna have to fly to the Midwest one because that's a long ass fucking drive, right? In an EV, but well, it's a long ass drive anyway. Through a lot of weird fucking terrain too, so you can't really. So it's like we're probably gonna have to hop a plane, but we can be picky about that shit. Book
Plan
direct
well in
flights and pick an Airbus and all of that shit. And then it comes, you know what the fucked up thing is though? Let's say that there's some sort of delay happens. Your flight gets bumped and now your flight's on a Boeing. Do you just cancel your trip? You know what I mean? So they still got you by the balls, but I'm going to do everything possible to make sure I'm not on a Boeing piece of equipment ever until that company fucking cleans up its act, bro. That's bullshit. How did 9/11 change air security at airports and was going through it a breeze? Oh yeah, dude. I flew a bunch of times prior to 9/11, and it was like fucking like I shit you not. In comparison to what it is today, it was like a train station kind of experience. Like okay, so I'll tell you the flight that really sticks out for me. I did Sky Harbor in Arizona to LAX to Fresno, right? Coming back home to visit when I lived in Arizona. And this was all pre 9/11, so this would have been like 99 or something. It was like a walk-on thing. You show up, you go to the counter, you give them your ID, they print your ticket, right? You go through the little security checkpoint, but it wasn't like they were looking at your bags because all of that was done pre-flight. The people at the ticket counter would open your carry-on, right? Your actual like stuff that was going in the plane goes on a conveyor belt behind them, and that goes through an x-ray and everything, but that doesn't have anything to do with you, right? They go through your shit, make sure you don't have a bomb, right? Give you your ticket. You go through the security checkpoint, which is just a fucking security guy standing there that looks at your ticket and your ID and makes sure you're that person and goes, all right. You go to your gate, you get on the plane, you get off the plane, you go to your next gate, you get on the plane, you get off the plane, and you go home. That was it.
Yeah, you get TSA pre-check or whatever the fuck. Yeah, you can get that kind of shit if you're like flying a lot. So there are ways that you can kind of get around most of the fucking bullshit, but it doesn't change chaos at the gate because that's a whole thing in and of itself now because it's so overcrowded and so fucking just like mismanaged in there that it's just like a from the point where you get into the airport through TSA to the gate is typically just a zoo. Good luck fucking finding a place to sit. Good luck, it's just fucked up. You're sweating bullets watching the updates, seeing if your fucking flight's gonna be delayed. You know what I mean? It's fucked. So, I don't know, man. Just one of those things. Flying back into the U.S. was stressful as hell. Chicago TSA was basically trying to intimidate you purposefully. Oh yeah, and the funny thing about the TSA is like they've never actually stopped a fucking anything. Like they do these random checks of the TSA, and I think there's like almost 100% failure rate in catching people actually sneaking illicit shit. So it's just like a garbage barrier that does nothing. It just makes another checkpoint for you to stand there like a fucking cow in a herd inside of an already stressed out, understaffed, dirty airport. It's fucked, bro. It didn't used to be that way. I'm not saying it was like a dream. LAX was a nightmare back in the 90s still, but like, ultimately the nightmare was get to your gate, get to the next gate, get on the fucking plane and go, you know? It's an excuse to grope brown people. I've been randomly chosen. Oh yeah, dude, I get randomly pulled aside all the time where they're gonna swab my hands to see if I've got any like explosive shit on me. And I'm just like, it's not just brown people. It's anybody, I guess, that they want. But yeah, I've been pulled aside and swabbed 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, buddy. Can I just get on the fucking plane? You monkeys. Gonna have to check your asshole, sir. All right. Lucky me. Worst airport I've ever been to, Paris, Charles de Gaulle, worst airport ever. It makes the U.S. look organized as hell. I can't even imagine, dude. I can't even imagine European airports. It must be a fucking nightmare. You ever keistered something? Nope. I've never keistered anything, bro. That's wild. People that have keistered something to sneak it into somewhere, props on that. Because I mean, that's just a level I'm not willing to go to, man. You know? Last time I was there, stand in this line if you're American. Stand in this line if you have children. Where do I go? Yeah. And there's nobody understands you. Excuse me, I have children and I'm American. Which line do I stand in? Oui, parfait. Nous avons enfants, 2 enfants. J'ai American. It's like, yeah, but which one? 2 enfants, j'ai American. Huh? Shit.
You know what's kind of funny though?
What?
Like, I remember looking at this flight like a couple months ago when we decided we were gonna go. It's about the same price last minute as it was back then.
Jesus Christ. That's nuts. Mais oui, monsieur. A group of 9. Mais oui. Why there have to be mountains in the world? Can't we just flatten them shits? Oof. Paul, would you like to travel on a cruise? I've done cruises before. Cruises are disgusting. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe they are now. I did cruises back in the early 2000s. I did a couple of different cruises. It was all right, you know. I wasn't like... I don't remember it being disgusting. The buffet on cruises. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I went on a fucking, what's that Swedish one? It's the cruise line that's kind of like Norwegian. I think it's not Swedish then. Norwegian is, I think, the cruise line I went on. And it was pretty dope, man. I don't know. Like, I had a balcony room, which was nice. I didn't have a room in the bowels of the ship. That was expensive, but it was like a wedding gift or whatever. And the buffet was open 24/7. It had like pretty good food. You know, it wasn't like gonna knock your socks off or nothing, but it was, you know. And there was a bar open all the time, and they had pretty good drinks and stuff. And like you walk the deck, and it wasn't like teeming with screaming children and stuff, because we booked one of those like adults cruises or whatever the fuck. So that was worth it. Where did the cruise travel? So that cruise did San Diego to Ensenada, Ensenada to Cabo San Lucas, Cabo San Lucas to not Mazatlan, that's on the other side. Cabo San Lucas, oh no, yeah, Ensenada to Cabo, and then there was one more stop, and I'm trying to remember what it was, and then it went back. No, it wasn't Cozumel. So it was Ensenada, Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta. Thank you. It was a week, I think. Yeah. That's the one I was missing, was Puerto Vallarta. Yeah. You just took that trip last week, yeah. Is Puerto Vallarta kind of sketch now, or like what's the fucking what's the read on Puerto Vallarta? Because it was like kind of half-ass sketch back in the early 2000s. Is it still kind of, has it gotten, is it a little sketch now? Let me tell you what I did in Puerto Vallarta, and you tell me if you would feel comfortable doing this. You know how they have them excursions, right? We did a wine tour where they put us on a bus and took us deep into like the Mexican countryside, and we went to like 3 or 4 different wineries or whatever. It's not too bad. Fair enough. Yeah, Puerto Vallarta back in the early 2000s was already a little bit sketch. So maybe they cleaned it up a little bit. I remember Cabo was basically like you didn't even really get to be in Mexico. I remember we pulled up, and this was in fucking like I said, like the early 2000s. We pulled up in Cabo, and I'm standing out on my balcony, and I'm looking at the shoreline, right? And there's all these fucking soldiers. There's all these fucking soldiers standing there with like M16s, just looking all mean and shit. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I figured out, like, oh, those guys just stand around the edge of the tourist parts of town and make sure nobody robs the Americans. Got it. Got it. There's like this big loop of place that you're allowed to go, you know, or like you're recommended to go. And it's basically like tourist town. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. That's how Cancun was, yeah. Cancun is pretty touristy, so it's pretty. Yeah, oh yeah. Cancun, I went to so I did 2 of these, what you call it? And the second one went to Mazatlan, not Mazatlan. We did Cancun. We did, I can't remember, fuck. Dude, all those fucking Mexican cities blend together. But I did get to see Cancun, and it is beautiful. I mean, it's like, what country would you never want to visit? I don't know, man. I'm sure there's like a good reason to visit pretty much every country, probably, as like a, you know, as like a person who enjoys the culture or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Under current conditions, I wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, under current conditions is a different thing. Yeah. Some sketch African countries. Dude, I bet African countries are way better to visit than a lot of people have been led to believe. But I say that as a person who's never traveled in Africa, so I could be wrong about that, you know. I get that feeling about most places, though. Oh man, that sun feels good. I'm gonna recharge my sun batteries today, I think, before this goddamn fucking bomb cyclone happens. go to China someday. Me too. I think that would be fucking amazing. I think that would be a great trip. And I would love to go there for sure. Garbage truck. Garbage truck, garbage truck. Hauling away the garbage. I'll make more of that, by the way. Garbage truck, garbage truck. For a year and a half, you lived in Vietnam. Cool. But that was nice. I'd check out Vietnam for sure. There's only one thing I have to say about Vietnam. I don't think I'll ever get to Asia again. It's too damn expensive and far. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a pretty crazy commitment to go that far out, but you have a preference for either islands or mountainous areas? Islands, man. Me thinks me wanna live on the islands, man. Welcome to the island. Island water park. Bum, 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 bum. It was easier for me since we had family over there. Yeah, probably. I mean, I imagine so. You got people you can stay with. People that know the area who aren't gonna let you get ripped off and shit. But I think you can travel relatively safely. It's just expensive as fuck, right? Rasta cop? I don't know, man. Pranab, I don't know if you caught last night's onion nuggets, but there was a very funny but very racially inappropriate Indian joke. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, man. I don't think you've bumped into it yet, bro. I don't think you've reached it yet. All right, you have you have seen it. Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, I guess the fact that we're still friends means that we're chill. You know what I mean? Oh boy, Dirty D, you're such a good boy. Are you enjoying it out here like Dad is? It feels nice, doesn't it? Yeah, sorry I did a racism. Sorry, D, I did a racism. Whoopsie daisy.
Oh, oh. You want to come sit in my lap for a minute? Come on. Come on up. Come on. Make the jump. Oh, that's a good boy. Let the people see your beautiful face, Dinor. Let them bask in your splendor. Let me tuck your chain. Tuck your chain. Let them bask in your splendor, Dee. For truly you are the star of the show. 'Tis you, Dee, that they come to see. Truly you must know that. By now you must know this, right? It is you that they love, not me. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. I'm very sweet of you, Dee. What a good boy. What a sweet boy. Oh, you want to lay down over here? I mean, you could do that. You could lay down. I'll hold you up. And you can lay down. I'm feeling very hazy and lazy right now, huh? Oh, there we go. I'm going to be held like a little baby for a little while. That comfy enough. It's not super comfy for Dad, but that's okay. It's Paul just letting you know you have your Indian friend's permission to shit on any Indian you want. Good. You just want to pet him? I know. I know. He would like that a whole lot. He would like you to pet him, I think. Because he's a really good boy. Come for the Paul, stay for the Dinor. Yeah. Must be held like a little baby sometimes. Dinor thinks he's a lap dog, but he's about 1.5 sizes bigger than a lap dog. That's okay, though. Your guinea piggies are eating. Yay! I just joined and thought you were holding a baby. I am holding a baby. What are you talking about? All right, he's done. He's tired of all this baby talk. I'm not a baby. A grown-ass man. All right. All right, kid. Chill out. You're right. I can trash the Portuguese. Cool. You might not be our only Portuguese fan, though. That might be cap. There might be a couple of y'all in Portugal. You know what I mean? Are you a boob or a butt man, Paul? Yes, please. I ask, why the dichotomy, sir? ¿Por qué no dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? Vosh visited Spain. I mean, I think Vosh probably could have just gone outside and had that same experience. You know what I mean? It's like, I touched grass, my dude. And the grass felt good. Yeah, dude. I get the sample platter, bro. titties, ass and titties, ass, titties, titties, ass and titties. Stinking ass bitches that need to wash up. Don't get mad if I don't wanna fuck. You need soap and water, soap and water, soap and water, soap and water, 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 water. Boom, 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 boom. I don't need a white person pass. I got that pass. You know. I think I'm done. See you guys later. Bye.